Please be aware the call to this number may be recorded and or monitored for whatever purposes we deem necessary.
Yes, good morning.
Hello, is Mr. Rankin available, please?
Who's calling?
Robin Morgan?
Hello, yes, this is Wing Commander Rankin. How can I help you?
Well, good morning, Mr. Rankin. My name is Robin Morgan from Vintage Finds. We've not spoken before, so this is just a quick courtesy call. Just to introduce myself and ask for your consent to send to our cooperative brochure on the fine wine market and how it's been outperforming FTSE 100 property and gold markets for 20 years whilst remaining capital gains tax-free.
Oh, blooming heck, you talk a lot. I'm just a little fat man, you know. You have to speak a little slower.
Well, please tell me, Mr. Rankin, is this a market you've had the opportunity to examine before, or is it the first time you're going to hear about it?
I'm having difficult understanding you. I'm just an ugly fat man, and you're speaking very fast to me. Can you slow down somewhat?
I'm sorry. Please tell me, Mr. Rankin, is this a market you've had the
It's Wing Commander Rankin. Please address me by my title.
Is this a market you've had the opportunity to examine before, or is it the first time you're going to hear about it?
I think you mentioned wine. I don't think... I drink wine sometimes on occasion.
Well, you may or may not read The Guardian, but it's been reported that fine wine...
Oh, certainly not. I wouldn't read such communist propaganda.
But it's been reported that fine wine was the best investment of the decade. The best performer was a Lafite Vintage 1982.
Well, actually, the women say I'm the best performer, so I don't know how the wine could win that competition.
Well, it fetched a staggering £3.7 million at Sotheby's. No, it didn't.
Yes, I've never been to Sotheby's.
I suppose, like most successful investors, capital growth is the main thing you're looking for from your holdings.
Growth, yes. Growth is something I'm good at. As I said, I'm rather fat.
Well, would you be quite pleased if all your investments returned you 8 to 12% per annum as a starting figure?
8 to 12%? I'd love to lose 8 to 12 stone, I tell you.
So what would you say has been your best investment?
My best investment? Probably my wife.
Your wife?
Yes.
Great. Do you look into any banking products like stocks, bonds and ISAs?
I sometimes do, yes.
Yes? Are you involved in any at the moment?
Yeah, I am, yes.
Yes. Oh, brilliant. What areas do you look into?
Well, we have the stocks. We have a full dungeon with stocks down below. We find it most encourageable.
Fantastic. How are they performing for yourself?
Pardon?
How are they performing for yourself?
Performance is absolutely pristine.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Do you look into commodities like your property, gold and oil?
Just the massage oil.
Just massage oil?
Yes. You use massage oil?
Sometimes.
Yes. Do you enjoy it?
Yeah.
It's wonderful stuff, isn't it?
Well, the fine wine market was projected into the public eye with the sale of Sir Andrew Lloyd Webber, who fetched a staggering £3.7 million at Sotheby's. It was all over the news and press, if you remember, yes?
I didn't understand all that. I heard on Andrew Lloyd Webber. That's all I understood from that.
£3.7 million at Sotheby's. It was all over the news and press. Do you remember?
I don't actually. No. It's obviously something that maybe in that communist Guardian rag you were talking about. Perhaps it was in there, in which case I wouldn't have read it.
How much do you have involved in the stock market at the moment? 5,000, 10,000?
That's privileged information. Quite a large amount, in actual fact.
Okay. Well, what kind of return are you seeing on them? I'm just curious.
I'm seeing a fairly good return. Again, that's privileged information, but I do fairly well from this.
Anything over 8%?
In fact, last year it was probably only around about 9%. Previous to that, and remember the world was in worse times then, I got significantly more than that as a return.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. It's not my birthday, but you can congratulate me all over if you want. That's fine.
Well, Sir Andrew Lloyd Webber was alleged to have only put in £400,000 to build the collection, so I'm sure he's delighted with his profit of over £3 million and his capital tax savings he made of over £1 million.
Wonderful. Tell him congratulations when you see him.
Yeah. Well, now listen to this. Fine wine is exempt from capital gains tax. You'll be pleased to hear that because wine is classed as a food product, it is exempt from capital gains tax. And the best bit about it is you don't need a Lloyd Webber-sized dealing range to get on board.
All of my stuff's exempt from tax anyway. All the money goes abroad, so that's absolutely fine.
Well, now tell me, Mr. Rankin, how good would you say your knowledge of wine is?
My knowledge of wine, I drink it sometimes on a weekend. I don't go for the expensive brands, to be quite honest. I would get it from the supermarket. The wife, she chooses it all. I purchased the wife from China, and she has quite good taste in wine.
Okay, great. Wouldn't it be great to make money out of something you like to drink?
I'd rather make money from other things I enjoy doing, to be quite fair with you.
Of course, but there's no harm in looking over some information, is there?
Well, I suppose not. Suppose I could look at the information. It's not a problem, provided it's not sent along with the communist rag, the Guardian. If it's the kind of thing, then no, thank you. If it's reliable information, then yes, we could certainly look at that and research that a little further.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I've got your address down as
the old address. You've got the old address.
Can I take down your new one, please?
You certainly can. It's 797.
797?
That's Plessy Road. Do you just want the postcode?
Sorry, what was that?
Do you just want the postcode? If I give you that, you'll pull up the address from that, yes?
Yes.
Okay, it's November Echo 24 4 Bravo uniform.
Any 24 4 BU.
Yes, that's correct. If you say 4BU like that, it sounds like you're a pirate, so I always say 4 Bravo uniform.
Fantastic. Okay.
Wonderful.
Great. Well, I've got your first name down as Ian. May I call you Ian?
If you address me as the Wing Commander, please.
Sorry?
If you address me as the Wing Commander as my title.
Commander. Okay. Well, you can feel free to call me Robin.
Excellent, Robin. I shall call you, Robin.
Well, let me tell you a little bit more about fine wines. The market is centuries old, and since the late 17th century, London has been the fine wine capital of the world, with indeed most of the world's fine wines passing through London's auction rooms en route to America, Russia, and of course the new superpower China and the Far East.
Yes.
But what you really need to know, from a profit-making point of view, is that for 500 years, Bordeaux and Burgundy in France have produced in the world's most finest and rarest wines. Big names you'll have heard of, like Chateau Lafite Rothschild and Domaine de la Romani Conti, have graced the tables of kings and queens for centuries and offer the best returns. Believe me, nothing else comes close.
Right, I may have heard of some
now,
of them.
as a brokerage here, we specialise in wines from Bordeaux, Burgundy and Rhone, regions which you've heard of, yes?
Yes.
Well, it's only the most finest and rarest wines that interest us here. It helps us to begin to understand that since 1855, wines have been classified into ranks with the creme de la creme, begin the first grove, all of which there are 5 groves, all of which we specialise in. The global demand for these wines from these 5 chateaux is always outweighed by the tiny amount that the chateaux actually produce. Therefore, you always have a supply and demand working in your favour. Can you see that?
Yes, I think I saw a show about that recently on the Scottish Geeks show. I think they mentioned some of what you're talking about there. That's rather interesting. Only recently, so maybe it is a good idea.
Fantastic. Well, the only other thing you need to know is how important one particular wine critic is that exerts the most powerful influence on the wine's profit potential, Robert Parker. He is, according to the Observer, easily the most influential person in the world of wine, and in fact, he was recently featured in The Independent after having won the Food World's equivalent to the Nobel Prize.
Robert Parker, I'm not familiar with that name. Is that the Moustache Medor?
Sorry?
Is that who that is? Is he also known as the Moustache Medor?
No.
No. Hot Pixel, perhaps?
So Robert Parker pioneered a unique 100-point grading system, and to give you an example of his authority, in 1983, he graded a Bordeaux claret called Le Pan at a perfect 100 points.
Right.
Back then you could have bought a case for just 200, but in 13 years it rocketed to £30,000.
What we need is a time machine. This is what we need. Time machines and massage oil.
In 13 years it rocketed to £30,000. That's almost £30,000 of tax-free profit. Isn't that fantastic?
That would be wonderful. But 10 years ago, 30,000 was even more, so we definitely need that time machine.
Well, yes, and today that wine trades for an amazing £80,000.
That would be wonderful again. Let's go back 100 years. What would that be worth then?
obviously it would be worth a lot less today.
Yes, but certainly, when I was a young girl, £10 was a lot of money.
Yeah, at the end of the day, inflation always goes up, and that's how the fine market goes.
And it's time the interest rates went up, and then the inflation wouldn't need to, would it? It would be wonderful. But we still need that time machine. Ooh, don't you forget that, Robin.
I won't forget that. So the opinion of Robert Parker speaks for itself, and according to London's top wine experts, and I quote the London Evening Standard, anything bearing a Parker score of 90 plus is sure to be a sound investment, which is why I'll always go beyond this for my clients, by only sourcing wines over 90, and on some occasions all the way up to the section.
Yes, yes. What gains did you make in the last 10 years, in the last year, say, last 12 months?
We made 12.5% as a market average.
You personally, what did you make, Robin?
I make 9% on
you made 9%, did you? See, last year I put on 3 stone. That's why I'm saying I'm a big, ugly, fat man. Can't be helped, I suppose. This is just the way that life is. I think with the massage oil and the time machine, however, perhaps something could be done about it. I don't know if you could help with that, or if you'd like to come with us when we do some of our time travel experiments.
Okay, great. Well, that's how we truly keep this market simple to new clients.
Wonderful, exactly. It's just so easy to understand, isn't it?
By only sticking with the greatest blue chip wines, they have a 90 point or more score from Robert Parker or Alameda. Does that make sense?
It doesn't at all. No.
Well, by sticking with this winning formula, we've been able to offer our clients top names with top scores and have made them 2, 3, and even 4 times their money, which is pretty good, wouldn't you say?
Actually, I would say yes.
Well, I don't imagine every 3 years we can achieve the same tax-free results. The best results, I really suggest you look at this medium to long term, like 5 to 10 years. You can never see the future, and patience is the best way to be sure of it. Does that make sense?
Some of it is. You're breaking up a little, but I think it's my end. I've just set away some of my new apparatus. We're going to test the time travel again. We've been working on this for some time, with some success, I may say. Some success, but you may hear it in the background. It is muffling your voice somewhat. But do carry on.
That's fantastic. And remember that nice tax-free bonus?
Yes?
Is there any financial goals you're looking to achieve?
Pardon?
Is there any financial goals you're looking to achieve?
You what? You want to purchase a mobile phone?
Financial goals you're looking to achieve?
I can't quite understand you. I think some of the time dynamics are getting mixed up. Try again, please.
Are there any financial goals you're looking to achieve?
Yes, I would. Lots of money. Perhaps purchase another wife. 2 of them around the place wouldn't go amiss.
What would you do with that money?
I'd purchase another wife.
Any wife in particular?
I'm not sure. Are you offering, Robin? You sound quite decent. You make 9% on my investments. You could certainly have your uses. You're into massage oil. Do you have an interest in time travel?
Never say never.
Pardon?
Never say never.
No, exactly. How old are you, Robin?
24.
How old?
24?
54.
24.
74. Wonderful. Use a time machine and you can go back to being 24 again. How does that sound?
That sounds great.
Yes. Sounds wonderful, doesn't it? Wonderful.
In an ideal world, when are you looking to retire? In an ideal world, when are you looking to retire?
I retired some time ago. Just spend my time inventing things now.
Oh, fantastic. What's your best invention?
My best invention, that only works somewhat, it hasn't worked fully, will be the time machine.
The time machine?
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
And do you have any children?
Yes.
Yes. Any grandchildren?
Any what, sorry?
Grandchildren?
Any bad children? They're all terrible.
Grandchildren?
Sorry?
Any grandchildren?
Grandchildren, probably, yes. I mean, some of the women over the years, I travelled around a lot, and probably many children, probably many grandchildren by now.
Well, is investing for your children and your grandchildren's future important?
No, I don't keep in touch with the children. Good God, no.
So all profits to yourself, then?
Certainly.
Oh, fantastic.
I mean, the wife gets a little pocket money, but,
Now,
she has to work for it, mind. Has to work for it.
Well, now, the starting figure into this market is between the 5,000 to 10,000 mark. Bearing in mind you love the opportunity, is that something you could be looking for if you wanted to?
I don't know. Can you tell me, how many bottles of wine have you sold today?
10.
You sold 10 bottles of wine. How much were those bottles of wine?
2,800.
Now, you see, I can go to Asda, I can pick up a bottle of wine for £5.
Well, this is for investment purposes only, not consumption. So they're a bit more...
Well, why would anyone not want to consume it? It's a beverage. Of course they should consume it. And if they don't consume it, then the market would crash and wine wouldn't be worth anything and no one would invest in it anyway.
Well, when you can make money from something you can enjoy drinking, isn't that great?
No, certainly not. No. When I drink, I used to wake up with ugly women. So I stopped, pretty much.
Well, regardless of the product, if you was to see a high return around 8%...
It's if it contains alcohol, you see. That's the problem. That's the problem. I consume the alcohol. Next day I wake up, I have some ugly, spotty girl lying next to me. And it's just, oh dear. Why do I do it? Why do I do it? Every time I do it, I say, I'll not do it again. I'll not do it again. And it happens. Time and time again. You ever woken up with an ugly fat girl next to you? It's not a very nice feeling, I tell you.
Okay, so what some of our clients like doing is buying...
Tell me, I can well imagine. Does it involve massage oil again?
Well, one case is for consumption and one case is for investment.
Right, I see. So you're going to send me some free wine for consumption, hoping that I'll perhaps, fall victim to some ugly girl.
Well,
now, Robin, you keep going quiet. I hope you're not laughing at this, are you?
Well, no, is that something you can see yourself doing?
Well, waking up with an ugly girl? Not anymore. No, not for many years. Apart from the wife.
Invested in wine, Ian.
The wine? Well, that's what we were talking about, weren't we? I don't know. I don't know, Robin. Would depend on how pleasurable the wine was, I suppose.
Okay, well, if you can see this outperforming any errors that you're involved in at the moment...
Well, that's the problem, you see. When I drink the wine, it doesn't really outperform. It's a little premature, if you understand.
Well, this is for investment purposes.
Oh, investment purposes. Wine, yes, wine. That's what we're talking about. I do beg your pardon there, Robin. Do beg your pardon.
Okay, well, let me get the information out to you.
Yes.
If I was to put the information out to you to say £5,000 or £10,000, is that something you could move upon if you wanted to?
I could look into it. I could research it somewhat and perhaps invest in it.
Okay, fantastic. I take it that will come from a bank account or from an underperforming area?
Probably cash. We have the money buried in a safe place.
Oh, fantastic. I take it that's from savings.
It's put away. Don't worry, I know where it is.
Okay, we'll get that information out to you.
Yes?
Not only do we help you choose the best wines, we also arrange insurance, transport and storage for you as well. And we arrange most of this through one of the most prestigious bonded warehouses in the UK.
I have my teller. We could store it there. That's absolutely fine.
Well, they've been on the wine scene for decades and they store wine for Christie's and royalty. Now, the whole environment is controlled.
Well, I'm not royalty. And I'm not Christie's, am I?
Well, the whole environment is controlled regarding lighting and temperature to help prolong and maintain the life of your fine wine.
My cellar is also, yes.
Now,
down by the dozen.
Well, the best reason for storing your wine in this bond is because it remains free from...
Can you tell me, since you're so educated on this, what temperature would you store your wines at?
What temperature?
Yes, what temperature? Now, this does vary from country to country. You tell me what temperature you would store your wines at.
It keeps it in perfect condition for your fine wines.
Yes.
Well, the best reason for storing your wine in this bond is because it remains free from VAT and import duty, which is no bad thing, is it?
Certainly, they can get quite contaminated if not stored correctly. Store your wines at what temperature, Robin?
Well,
then we'll expand on that, and we'll ask you which way you would store the bottles, and then we'll expand on that, and we'll ask you what temperature you would serve your wine at.
Well, we don't actually...
Oh, I see. You don't know about wine? No.
No, this is for investment purposes only.
Yes. Where do you purchase your wine from? Tesco, Asda, Sainsbury's?
No, these are not your average everyday wines.
Happy Shopper, perhaps?
Wines.
I see.
These get consumed by kings and queens for centuries, and they do offer the greatest returns.
You telling me that kings and queens are always drunk? They've consumed it for centuries? My God, they'd be in a terrible state. Can you imagine that? Wow.
Finally, when it comes to sale time, we will, if you want us to, arrange for the sale of your portfolio for a 10% brokerage fee charge only on the gains you make.
Wonderful. Robin, what did you sell previous to your job selling the wines and investments? What was it? You worked in sales before. Sorry?
Wine.
You've always only sold wine?
I've been involved in the industry for a year and a half.
Right. What did you do previous to that?
College.
What did you do previous to that?
School.
You went to school. You're 74 years old. You went to school until you were 72 and a half. Wonderful.
Years old.
You're not? Sorry, I must have got mistaken. As I say, the time machine was making quite a large bit of noise there before. I think it has worked, though, however. I'm now missing some of my apparatus. It should reappear. Last time that happened, it did. It reappeared within 3 minutes, but it's been longer than 3 minutes. I'm quite wondering now. I was looking into the apparatus. It's still activated. The power is still going, but it seems like some of the components have disappeared. How can it still be working, Robin?
Well, do you drink wine? You sound like a man who enjoys a nice...
As I say, I have a little tipple sometimes on a weekend, so the wife, I have to have a little drink before, you can imagine. So a little tipple then, but that's it. I don't go overboard, otherwise again I would wake up with ugly girls, so I don't do that.
Okay, well, what's your favourite?
My favourite? Oh my God, I'd probably go for, this is one you better watch, this is worth investing in. It's the Toro Loco from Aldi. Absolutely wonderful wine it is. You should try it. You will enjoy it, I can assure you. And when you're drinking it, you can think of me. In fact, every time you have a glass of wine now, you can think of me there, Robin. Think of the wing commander standing in front of you saying, yes, enjoy your wine.
I like a Burgundy myself.
You like your Burgundy, do you? Well, when you're drinking your Burgundy, you can sit and you can think of the wing commander. Just imagine him standing in front of you in full uniform, saluting. Bottle of wine in one hand and saluting with the other. With a time machine in the background, of course.
Of course. Well, all I ask is when you do receive the pack, is take your time to sit down with a pen and paper and jot down any questions you may have and be ready for a call back from a senior broker.
Yes, certainly. I'll say to you myself, if you have any questions, you can always jot them down and give me a call back and we'll go through those as well. I'm sure you'll have plenty of questions.
Well, when is the best time to call you?
Well, I would say any time, any day that doesn't have a Y in the day.
Any ha ha ha.
Ho. Did you get that one? Did you like it? Sometimes I know I've been very dry all during this conversation, but sometimes I do have a sense of humour. I know that's difficult to believe, but yeah, some people think I do anyway.
Well, you sound like a very interesting chap, actually.
Yes. You should go on my website and listen to all the other calls from people who call me unsolicited. It's wonderful.
Well, you were expressing interest in more...
I was expecting calls from people that I know, since that's the only people I give the telephone number to.
You must be a popular chap, then.
No, Robin, the telephone doesn't ring for days and days and days. It's absolutely terrible. But, hey, what the heck?
Are you lonely?
Am I lonely? Well, I've got the wife to keep me company. As I say, she's quite ugly, but I'm a big, ugly, fat man myself, so it doesn't really matter, really, does it? And, as I say, a small tipple at the weekend allows me to perform, even though she's a bit of a minger.
Big goggles, yeah?
Well, that's what I'm saying with the wine. It causes the beer goggles to become more disrupted, and before you know it, oh my God, Robin, don't touch the wine. Please don't touch the wine. You're a young girl. I'd hate you to go through what I had to go through. I mean, you don't have to buy a wife from China, do you? Would you like to resort to that?
Is your wife Chinese?
Is she what?
Is your wife Chinese?
Is she what, a tranny?
Chinese.
She's Chinese, but she's a minger. You know what a Minger is? It's the southern side of China.
Yeah.
Yes. I thought you'd know what that one was, Robin. Are you familiar with the location?
Yeah.
Go on, you can laugh, you know. Go on, Robin, laugh
When is the
for
best time
me.
to call you?
Anytime you like. Anytime you like, Robin.
And is the best number to ring you on?
Entirely up to you. I mean, technically, I shouldn't be receiving calls from anyone I haven't given authority to actually call me, which would be friends, and I am on a no-call list, so, you know, I don't know. How did this call come through in the first place? Where did this number come from?
Survey?
No, we don't do the surveys. Every survey call is told not to pass on any information, shouldn't have the information in the first place, and those calls are recorded too, so I can prove that as well.
Oh, okay. Well, don't be too surprised how easy you'll find the market to understand and jump on board now. You'll find the pack teaches you all you need to know.
Wonderful. And I like to be educated, Robin. If you're going to educate me, that's wonderful.
Well, now I've got good reason for telling you this. You see, due to the nature of the market we specialise in, when a one with a 90-point or more score does become available, they tend to be snapped up pretty quickly, which is why investors lacking liquidity often miss out. So let me ask you this. Assuming you love the brochure, all the information is stacked up and spectacular wine does become available, are you the type of investor to be liquid to the amount you indicated to me earlier?
I see. I think. Maybe. Possibly. Perhaps.
Well,
in a way. Somewhat.
Marvellous. I take it you trust your own good judgment. I mean, you don't have to consult that wife of yours or any other financial party or...
Certainly not. I would not speak of any such thing to the wife. She's there for that cleaning, and I suppose I have to do the weekend duties, but she's there for the cleaning and the cooking, and that alone.
So all decisions fall down to yourself?
All for myself, yes. I mean, during the week we keep her in the dungeon anyway, so it makes no difference, really.
Oh, great. Can I...
Yes, Robin, can you?
Oh.
Yes? Go on, Robin. Tell me what you want to say.
After our chat today, what's the best thing you like about this market?
I've never been involved in the wines market, so I wouldn't know what I liked about it just yet. Ask me in a year's time, or after we've been married, ask me 6 months after that, and I'll tell you.
From what you've heard today, what's the best thing you like?
Oh, your voice, Robin. Your voice. And the silent moments in between the call, they've been absolutely wonderful.
And if all the information stacks up, and you like the idea, is that something you could see yourself getting involved with, if you wanted to?
If there was money in it, then, we could look into that. If there wasn't money in it, or if it was a dubious market, or perhaps if who I was investing to was going to take a larger cut than I would like them to take, then obviously not. But, we would have a look at it, certainly, and see what's going on there.
Okay, fantastic. Now, one of my senior brokers will be in touch with you from a week to a month's time. Now,
Wonderful.
what they'll do is answer any questions you may have and run past any opportunities they may have for you on that day.
Gotcha. Who will this senior broker be? What will her name be?
Well, I'm not sure yet.
Can you be sure it's a woman?
Yeah?
I don't talk to men on the phone. Sometimes if I talk to men, the neighbours talk. I'm certainly onto that kind of thing.
Okay, I'll make sure it's a woman. Okay.
Make sure it's a woman. How old will she be?
Sorry?
How old will she be, Robin?
How old do you want her to be?
I think today, around about the age of 30 sounds good.
Okay, that's great. Okay. I hope fine one serves you well.
Yeah, yes, me too. Robin, what colour hair do you have?
I've got blonde hair.
I knew that, Robin. I knew that. Wonderful. Excellent. Is it naturally blonde or is it dyed out of a bottle?
Well, I'll send you a photo if you become one of my clients.
Would you?
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds interesting. Yeah.
You send one back.
Oh, hey, there's plenty of me available. You can go straight on my website and you can take a look at me.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Wonderful.
Okay, well, I'll put all that information out to you.
Yes.
If you do have any questions,
yes,
do feel free to give me a call.
Yes.
And apart from that, I hope Fine One serves you very well.
Thank you.
Talking to you.
It's been an absolute pleasure, Robin. And you know what? I do believe the time machine is working now, as I have just found the components, but it appears they've been there since yesterday, which would suggest that I have managed to reverse time. which is absolutely wonderful news. And Robin, you have provided the stimulation for this that has allowed me to achieve such success.
It's been my pleasure.
Absolutely wonderful. Thank you, Robin. You take care.
Well, I look forward to making you money in the future. Have a nice day.
You too, Robin. Take care now. Goodbye.
Bye.